Yo guys, Trader Main here. Wanted to get a quick video out. I'm sorry I wasn't able to stream today like I mentioned. It is late in the day and I'd rather be able to stream when everyone can see it, both people in Europe and that side of the planet as well as North America here. So usually that's a little bit earlier in my afternoon here on the West Coast. So I'll get that stream out tomorrow. Obviously, we've got a lot going on. Sam Bankman-Fried has been arrested. Yay, round of applause. Hopefully he rots in jail and spends the rest of his days getting anally penetrated by a cucumber. So that's good news, I guess. We've got some Binance FUD flying around. While I don't really have an opinion, I would like to think that Binance is okay, because if they're not, we're all going to be applying for jobs in the next couple of weeks, because if Binance goes down, we are so fucked, you guys have no idea. So I'd like to think that they're not fucked and this is just FUD, and I think it's, look, we got Reuters and shit writing articles about Binance right now when SBF literally committed fraud and just got arrested for it, and they're not saying shit. So shows you who's running the media. But regardless, I'd like to think Binance is okay. That being said, I thought FTX was okay. So better safe than sorry. If you've got a large amount of money on there, maybe take some off, protect yourself, get them to self-custody on a Ledger or a Trezor or even a MetaMask, something that you have the keys of, just to be safe. From the macro side of things, we've got CPI tomorrow, we've got FOMC on Wednesday, and then we've got PPI numbers on Thursday. So very, very big week on the macro. We've been in a tight range on crypto for the last 2 weeks or so. And now we have all of these macro events. I think a lot of people are going to try and guess what direction things are going to go on CPI and probably lose a bunch of money. So personally, I don't have the best read right now. So what I'm going to give you guys is two potential scenarios that I think could happen. How you want to execute, if you want to execute, that's up to you. I don't even know if I'm going to trade CPI. Sometimes I've had some good luck predicting what's going to happen and making money, and sometimes you just get that whipsaw and we end up at the price that we opened at. I'm not going to stress about it too much. I'm in the business of collecting small wins right now, and we've been doing an absolutely killer job since this FTX event happened, catching longs and shorts throughout this entire range. I posted a tweet a couple days ago. I'm like, I think we see a dip to start the week and then a buyback. Shorted here, bought here, closed here. So short, close, long, close. I'm just collecting that money. I don't care if this goes higher from here now. I'm just collecting that money because those 2-3 wins, even if it's a couple $100, couple $1,000, you do that a couple times a week. Over time, that shit adds up quickly, right? So that's the business I'm in right now. I'm not trying to hit some home run. I'm all about the singles. So let's look at Bitcoin here first. I'm using the Bybit chart here because the Bitfinex chart has this annoying wick, and more than anything, it's pissing off my OCD. So I'm just not gonna deal with it. Again, my kind of higher time frame thoughts, right, are breakout, consolidate, breakout. That's kind of what I'm thinking, right? I think 18.2 is still where we end up. That's what I'm thinking. Like, I'm thinking this is, okay, we're consolidating above here, another leg, 18.2 remains to be my target, but we're in a little bit of a tricky point. So if you look at the 12-hour here, we've had multiple SFPs, right? So multiple SFPs here, which to me is signs of distribution, right? Like when you break a high and then break a low that generated the high, that's a sign of a reversal, or the reverse, right? This is that standard trading setup that I always talk about. That's what we're seeing here. That being said, we haven't broken a structural low yet, right? So we had the 12-hour SFP, but we still managed to hold this wick, right? We had another SFP here, still holding this wick, another SFP here, still holding above here. So as much as it looks kind of, like distribution, I'm still leaning for a potential push to the upside, because I think ultimately this run of the lows here and reclaim like this and the impulse, and now we've got kind of a mirror image here, this and the impulse, this makes me bullish. Personally, I'm looking at this and I'm like, I think this has a little bit more juice still to the upside. Another push to the upside. I think the obvious area that price wants to run is this range high here. So this initial range low to range high, right? We traded at the range low. I still think this is the draw on liquidity. So I'm looking for reasons to be long into that 18.2 level. So first trade setup I see is effectively a breaker. We're effectively in it right now. You've got your breaker block like here, okay? This is kind of your price floor. Trade below, reclaim. This is obviously a big loose stop here, but the target allows for it. And if we're targeting 18.2, plenty of room there to have that loose stop. So this is kind of idea number one. Now, I'm not saying you need to enter right now. You can wait and see what CPI does. Maybe we pump right away and then pull back. Maybe we dump first. I don't know. But I do think that this setup makes sense in that this invalidation, okay, if this is actually a key reclaim here, this is the low, right? So regardless of what happens at CPI, maybe we dip into this area, maybe we don't. This is the low. So that's where your idea is wrong. That's where your stop goes. That's idea number one. Basically, reclaim of this floor, breaker kind of play. Maybe we pull back a little more. Maybe you get some sort of low time frame setup here, like maybe we come down like this, right? Maybe we come down and fill this gap here and then we go. Doesn't matter how you enter. You're gonna have to wait and see. You're gonna be on the chart looking what price is doing. But the idea here that I want you to take away from this is that your invalidation is here, and the reason why being that we broke this low, strong reclaim. Okay, and now I think this low should be defended. Very similar to this, right? Broke this low, reclaim. Now this low should be defended. Trade it away. We're trading away. Real quick, guys, this video is brought to you in partnership with UTRUST. So as you guys know, I've been working with UTRUST for a while. This is a company that I have invested in personally, and they've continued to iterate and grow and get more market share over the last couple of years. And with all the craziness that's going on in the crypto space right now, it's great to see a company like UTRUST still focusing on privacy and making a real world use case for crypto for payments. So you can do online payments with digital currencies. It gives e-commerce businesses the ability to accept digital currencies and get all the benefits of that you wouldn't get with traditional payment methods. Used in over 180 countries, nearly every industry. They support more than 30 currencies worldwide, and they're partnered with some of the biggest businesses and organizations around the globe. What's really exciting is the transition from UTRUST to X Money. X Money is going to be part of the larger vision of the Multiverse X, which is going to be encompassing decentralization, privacy, and the metaverse. And UTRUST, which will soon be X Money, will be handling the payment aspects of that vision. So very exciting stuff coming from the UTRUST team, and really appreciate them for supporting me and the channel. So that's the logic for that setup. The other idea I had, and I don't know if this would play out, it would require quite a bit of volatility, but we haven't had volatility in some time. So maybe this is when they decide to, inject this, would be a deeper pullback. So if we look at the 12-hour here, really, we're still trading within this swing. So if you take your fib from here to here, we're trading in this price swing, right? This is your bullish price swing. We're consolidating. We've run the range high. Maybe we get a pullback below these lows here or into these lows, potentially as low as this. There's also a fair value gap right here, right? So maybe we use that just because it's a little bit closer to the EQ. So maybe something like this. This would be the other setup I'm watching. So if we just start puking on CPI and we puke down into this area, I'd be looking to bid around 16.4 to 16.7, that kind of range there. So it's a couple $100 range. I think that could provide a great setup. Again, ultimately, I think we trade up to this high. What happens after that, I don't know. But this would be the second type of setup that I'm looking for to play out. Again, depending on how you get in, you're going to be watching this live if that's what you want to do. Your stop is either way the fuck down here, or I think below this order block is probably safe. Or if we get in on a lower time frame, so you're watching this on the hourly, and we get a move below these lows, and then we get reaccumulation down here, you're going to be able to get a much tighter risk reward. So hopefully that makes sense. I know it's a little bit of a word salad and a lot to digest there, but those are kind of the two main things that I'm watching. I'm still unsure of which one is going to be. If I knew 100% certainty, I'd be a billionaire by now. But that's kind of my logic. If we kind of defend where we are right now effectively, I think this is your risk, right? You're looking to long into 18.2. But if we get some sort of big dump, right, bearish CPI print, whatever, get some sort of fake out to the downside, I do like this fair value gap along with these lows all getting run, these kind of effectively equal lows right here getting run, and then the move up. So we'll see, but that's kind of the plan for Bitcoin. The plan for Ethereum is effectively the exact same, right? So if you want that 12-hour zone, very similar here. You have your low, you have your high. We're trading right at that order block, right at the EQ here. So maybe we get a dip into here, right? Maybe these lows have been induced, right? So they're sitting here right above that order block. Perfect area to, maybe trade into and then reclaim. That would be the deeper pullback play, which was the second idea that I gave you on Bitcoin there. And then the lower time frame, more bullish scenario, which is more bullish in that, we're not gonna actually dip any deeper and the low's already in, is it's the same idea, right? It's kind of a breaker. Here's your breaker block, but it's effectively just this price floor. Trade it below, we're back above. There's your risk. You're bullish, looking for higher prices. Maybe we pull back a bit first, but ultimately the low is there. So those are the two plans that I'm watching for each Bitcoin and Ethereum. ES, looking at it, we have these equal lows here. I don't know if we're gonna dump 3%, 2%, but the reason I'm thinking 18.2K on Bitcoin is simply because we have this kind of deviation here, reclaim, trading up. This just seems like the draw, right? This is a 3-day order block here, and you have this key high time frame high here. Like if this is gonna put in a lower high, to me, this is like the nasty place to do it, right? This is the nasty place to do it. So we'll see, but that's kind of the plan for now. Obviously things can change. I could wake up tomorrow and Binance could be insolvent and price could be at 10K. Who fucking knows what's gonna happen? But I've got a plan. I'm not worried if I don't get a fill or if I miss a trade at CPI. I've been doing plenty fine and this is gonna be a crazy week anyways. I don't need to force anything. Like I said, I'm in the business of just hitting singles right now and letting the wins come to me. We've been doing really good. We've been crushing in Discord. So just going to continue to, try and collect these wins, play the obvious setups. If I don't have a clear read, I'm not going to take a trade. If I don't have a good trade that I'm like, hey, this makes sense to me. I like the risk reward, all those tick boxes, right? All the boxes on your trading checklist are getting ticked off. That doesn't happen. I'm not going to fucking force anything. I'm not trying to give back any money to the market right now. As prices get lower, your dollars become more valuable. Just like in an uptrend, if you hold spot, the last thing you want to do in an uptrend in a bull market is lose spot with shitty leverage trading. Because that spot that you lost when Bitcoin was at 20K was worth 3 times as much when it was at 60. The inverse is true now. Every dollar that you have, if price does continue to go lower and the bottom is not in, your dollars become more valuable the lower price goes. The last thing you want to be doing is giving any of those back to the market right now. All right, guys, hopefully that's helpful to you. I'll get this uploaded ASAP and I will talk to you guys on stream tomorrow. Fuck you, Sam. Rot in prison, you vegan piece of shit. Goodbye.